Welcome, guys, to our weekly call. We are excited that you are here and you are live. You can ask questions for being here. I wanted to start out real quick and just do a little personal development check-in. I'm on a little bit of a hot one because my husband actually just showed me a book that he bought, and I started reading it, and I really like it. It's called Atomic Habits. Have any of you heard of it?
Mm-mm.
It's good. So I will share the author in the team page because I can't recall off the top of my head, but it's written by a guy who overcame a pretty traumatic injury in high school when he was trying to become a professional baseball player. And now he's gone on to work for Fortune 500 companies, teaching their employees how to instill healthy, solid habits to attain achievable success and the goals that they want to reach ultimately by doing the little things every single day. So a little bit like compound effect. And I'm only a couple chapters in, but I really like it. Does anybody have any good PD that you're reading right now that you'd like to share with everyone? If not, that's okay. I don't mean to put anybody in the spot.
I'm reading the Adventures for Your Soul book.
Nice.
Really good.
Love it.
I just finished listening to Becoming by Michelle Obama. It was pretty good. In a way it was like PD, but at the same time it like sort of wasn't. I'm listening to Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins right now. It's really kind of graphic and there's a lot of swearing. So if you don't like that, just like 2 minutes in, I was like, oh, that's a lot of F-bombs. Like, so just a heads up, but it's good.
It's like Gary Vee.
He's a lot of F-bombs.
He likes F-bombs.
Wow.
I've been listening to, for like the third or fourth time, Girl Wash Your Face. Love it. And Uninvited. And I've listened to it twice. And the second time, I actually have gone back and I bought the book to go through and like highlight stuff because it's pretty powerful, especially in our world of no's. And yeah, I like it.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing.
That's what I'm doing with Girl Wash Your Face right now. I'm listening to it and reading it.
Awesome. Thanks, girls, for sharing. Well, we wanted to talk about our overall vision for the team. Oh my goodness. And we're really excited to share this with you, just to be a little bit more specific with where we see this team going and where we want it to go and how we envision us growing, not just as individuals, but as a team. And it filters right into our ultimate topic tonight, is going over the roadmap to elite, which is different from what it's been in the past. And I don't know about you, but elite, premier, all of these higher level recognition ladder runs, I guess you could call them, were not on my radar at all until now my coach, Kelly, reached out to me a couple years ago and was like, hey, you're kind of on track to become a premier coach. And I said, a premier what? I have no idea what you're talking about. So I don't want any of you guys to feel that way. I want you to know that as you are building your business, you know exactly what you're doing to build your income, to add to your team, why you're doing certain things, why you're adding people certain places, so that ultimately you can reach these goals. Because I do believe that Beachbody does a really good job aligning their what used to be called the leadership ladder and the elite program to align with our ultimate vision as a company to help people lead healthier, more fulfilling lives. And in that is when you will find the financial freedom. So I just want to make sure that everybody understands what all that looks like, even if you're a newer coach or a seasoned coach, because I know that there's a lot of layers to it and it can seem very confusing. And I don't want anybody to be confused. I want you guys to know what those layers are, what they mean, and how you can achieve them. So the vision that I see for this team is just one of growth and exponentially helping people where they are at with the need that they have. And I believe that what we have to offer can help so many people with that. I don't want this to be a team where there's, a sprinkle of leaders and then just a bunch of coaches feeling like they're looking up to the leaders all of the time and they don't have their own voice, or they don't have their own teams, or we're not doing this as a team. I want this to be a united front. I see us all, climbing that roadmap to elite together. I've heard from so many coaches in 2018 who signed up at the end of 2017 and became elite coaches in 1 year. So there's no shortage of success in this business, the way that the structure is created. And it's really all about putting yourself out there, like we always talk about. And at the fundamental basis for that whole system really lies in Success Club and adding to your team. So all of it aligns. I know we talk about Success Club till the cows come home, but I do want to make sure everybody knows, how do you get Success Club points, where they come from. Everybody on this call I know knows that. But for anybody who's not on the call and who doesn't know, you get 2 Success Club points every time you sell a challenge pack. And the challenge pack really is the best solution for everybody because it's the complete package. You're not just giving them just the fitness side or just the shake side or whatever. You're giving it all to them, which is why Beachbody has assigned points to that system. So when you're moving into what used to be, there used to be the leadership ladder, and then there was the premier and elite recognition programs. And they have combined the two because it just makes more sense that way. It didn't make sense to have the two separate. The leadership ladder focuses on, if you do these things and you hit these specific ladder rungs, your income will be at least this. And I know that people really liked that because rank is not tied to income. You could be a 5-star diamond coach and really not making much. And I know that there's diamond coaches out there that make 6 figures because that rank is not tied to a certain level of income. But when you tie in the leadership ladder, in order to be reaching whatever level of income you will be reaching, you will have done all of these things. And I know from experience from my own leadership ladder, not having a super strong leg, we'll go over that a little bit tonight also, that it is true that if you meet those requirements, you will see that minimum amount of monthly income that they say you will see. So far, is this making sense for you guys? Okay. I would love for you guys to really think about the vision that you have for your teams, for our team as a whole. Where do you want to end 2019? And I think that this is a topic that we need to talk about all year long, not just because it's February, not just because it's the beginning of the year, but all year long, because our vision is what's going to continue to move us forward as a team. So my ultimate vision for this team is to be an elite team once again. We did it in 2017 and we can do it again. I believe that wholeheartedly. It takes growth. It takes grit. It takes the grind every day. But as we know, the grind can fit so well into our everyday lives. And I know every single one of you on the call is doing that and proving that that works. So I'm just really pumped because I've seen what this can do for so many people, and I'm just ready for that, for you guys to receive the fruits of your labor and really see what this can be for you. And when I say an elite team, I don't just see Faithfully Fit, for those of you, I don't know if you guys know that's technically my team name, being an elite team, but I see Andrea Hilton's team being an elite team. I see Cassidy's team being an elite team. I see Megan's team being an elite team, Joey's team, Afton's team, Kim's team, Maggie's team. All of you guys can be elite teams. And I think in order to get there, I want to make sure you guys have an understanding of what does that even look like. So first and foremost, for all of you who are on the call, are you somewhat familiar with that program, or is it something that you haven't thought about too much? In either answer is okay. I'm just curious if anybody wants to.
I'm familiar with it, but I never thought my team could ever be there.
Okay.
I'm sort of in the like same place as Cassie. Like I know of what it is, but I never thought of myself as being like an elite coach.
Okay. I think this is a really good conversation to have tonight, because I'm just going to call you girls out. Those are self-limiting beliefs, you know? And I said the same thing. Like, you know, I remember when Kelly said you could be a premier coach, I was like, I don't even know what that is. And what do you mean? You know, I'm just hitting Success Club every month and adding a couple coaches. I don't understand what you mean. But it's absolutely doable. But I will tell you that once she planted that seed in my head and explained to me what it was, it helped me up my game. It helped me have something more to shoot for than just helping 3 people a month. It helped me really visualize, how am I going to help more people succeed in this business? Because that's what it takes. You can only go so far as an individual in this business. It really takes paying that forward. Just like in your fitness journey, none of us wanted our personal physical results to stop with us, because if we did, we wouldn't have signed up as coaches. We have giving open hearts that want to pay that forward, and the business model is just the same. It's set up the same way. So helping people duplicate success in this business is really where it's at. And so we really want to focus on that as a team, and not just as individuals. So let's get into a little bit what it actually looks like. So I printed out, I showed you guys last week. You can find these in your back office, and I am in the process of uploading this stuff to the team page. I'm just going slow with it because I didn't want to just slam a bunch of stuff in there and have you guys not even look, because it's like too much at one time. But these checklists, so keep an eye out for these in the team page. So we're going to start with just going over the team builder checklist. And I know you don't have this in front of you, and that's okay. But team builder is going to be that first rung, that first spot on that roadmap to elite, where your first job is going to be to get to diamond. That's the first thing you want to focus on. So you want to focus on finding those 4 coaches on your left leg and those 4 coaches on your right, and then helping 2 of them, one on your left and one on your right, become Emerald coaches. So I think we overcomplicate diamond all too often. I think we overcomplicate Emerald all too often. We are afraid to invite people into this business. Am I right? Can I get an amen? I've been afraid. We're afraid. We're afraid of what people think. We're afraid they're going to, say it's a pyramid. We're afraid. But if you continue to be afraid to invite into this business, you're never going to grow your team. That's just it. You're going to have to muster up that courage to invite to your team in order to grow your team. And it's okay to be afraid, and it's okay behind the scenes to send those invites and be like, ugh. But if you never ask, the answer is always going to be no. So ruminate on that a little bit. The next thing on the team builder checklist is to hold that diamond rank for 6 consecutive weeks in the year. So you will see, you can always look in your back office. There's a button somewhere on that first little page when you log in that says qualification history. You can click on it and it'll tell you what you've been for the last 6 weeks. Coach, Emerald, whatever, maybe you were a coach, then you were Emerald, then you were coach again. It tells you. So 6 consecutive weeks of diamond in the calendar year. And then where the leadership ladder and the elite program have now combined is this whole point situation, which gets a little bit confusing. And I don't want it to overwhelm anybody because it doesn't need to. Basically, the whole point is you need to be hitting Success Club. You need to be adding to your team and helping your team hit Success Club. And you need to help your coaches reach Emerald and beyond. By doing those things, by duplicating that process, all the points and the way that they've worded them in really confusing ways will be there. And again, that's how I ended up at almost Premier and not even knowing what Premier was, because I was just doing those things. So you need 25 of those leadership points to be a team builder. And I promised each and every one of you on this call, if you, without knowing all the nitty-gritties of your business, but I know basically, how many coaches you guys have on your team and things like that. As you climb to diamond and have those coaches become Emerald and beyond, those 25 points will be there. So for all of you on the call, your biggest goal right now should be getting to Diamond and helping a couple coaches and beyond to become Emerald. And then the last part of the Team Builder checklist has to do with week volume. And this is something that I really want to make sure everybody understands, because volume is where your residual income comes into play. So we all know we have our left and right legs. I hope you all know by looking at your paychecks weekly or by going into your online office and looking at your volume that one side probably has more volume than the other. So every time that higher side has 200 points and the lower side has 100 points, you get a team cycle bonus. If you're an Emerald, it's $14. If you're a Ruby, it's $16. And if you're a Diamond, it's $18. So in order to, again, remember I mentioned that the old leadership ladder had income amounts tied to reaching all of these things, right? So if you were to have 1,000 in volume on that weaker leg that tends to have lower volume, and they can flip-flop. I don't have a business where I have one leg that just like blows it out the water. Some of you might, some of you might not. It depends on a lot of things, where you're placed, who was added after you, such things like that. So mine tend to flip-flop, but whichever side is weaker has 1,000 for any 5 weeks total. So not 1,000 for the week, but 5 weeks adding up to 1,000. That is another requirement to be a team builder. They did take off what that income status would be, but my best guess based on the old leadership ladder, if you were a Diamond coach and you held it for 6 consecutive weeks and you had the 25 leadership points, which like I said, are going to be based on you hitting Success Club and helping your coaches hit Success Club. And that doesn't mean every single coach, you know, every single coach on my team certainly doesn't hit Success Club. And then having that 1,000 volume on that weak leg added up over 5 weeks, my guess is you would be making about $1,000 a month minimum. That is my best guess. Please do not quote me on that. But just to show you at the team builder level, to me, $1,000 a month was life-changing when we got to that point for my husband and I. It was, you know, that was more than our car payment. That was, you know, our groceries for the month, or you know, you could dole it out in 1,000 different ways, but that's a big deal. That's not something to just shake a fist at. Is this making sense? Is this okay? And I'm going to pause for a second because I don't want to just throw a bunch of information at you guys. Is this helpful and inspiring, or is this annoying? I'm just going to ask you. I just want to know kind of where your heads are at, because I get really excited about stuff like this, but I think I get excited because I understand it. And I just want you guys to get excited and understand it so that you're not feeling like we're constantly just talking to you about inviting and hitting Success Club, because there's so much more out there than that. Does that make
This is super helpful to me.
Okay,
This
good.
is like connecting the dots for me.
Awesome.
I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Because I didn't understand how this worked.
Okay, good. Good. I'm seeing
For
head-
me, very helpful, especially hearing milestones and where you can be, but slightly overwhelming because it's like, oh, I haven't gotten there yet. But it's something that I know I can archive and come back to every month or so as I start building.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And I think too, you know, if we just have this, you know, never-ending goal of hitting Success Club, it's like, well, where are we going? Are we just hamsters on a wheel? I want to give you guys, like, no, it's not just Success Club. Let's look at the bigger picture here. Let's look at where we're all going together. Because Success Club is going to bring in income based on commission. It's definitely going to build that customer base that turns into coaches. It's going to do all these things, but I really want you guys to understand the next layer so that you move beyond just commission, and really so that you're helping more people see beyond just the fitness opportunity that we have here. So what I want all of you on the call to do is to print out this team builder checklist. You're all on the call. You all at one point or another have told me you would like to hit Diamond. This is our first goal. And I think how many of us are in here? 9 of us band together and we all shoot for this together. I'm not a team builder yet. The way that they do this, every single person, even Ashley Molstad and Melanie Mitro, has to start with a team builder. It's not like you were elite last year or you're number one in the company, so you have it in the bag. Everybody starts over every year. And this point part, I keep holding it up as if you can read it. I'm going to put it down now. But the point part is based off of coaches from 2018 and 2019. So again, to use the example of Ashley Molstad, just because she's got, Emily Favre and all these people on her team who are also way up in the company, they don't count for their leadership points anymore. The only people who count are new people that they continue to sign. And that is how Beachbody levels the playing field every single year. Yes, they have these huge followings and they have assistants, they have all this stuff. That's just how it is. However, they still have to climb the ladder the same way that we all do starting January 1st of every year. And I don't see them changing this again. I mean, of course they could, but they've made the program was the same the first 3 years I was a coach, and then they changed it a little bit last year, and then they tweaked it even better, in my opinion, this year. So I feel like this is going to stick. And on that note, the back office and the Beachbody Champions page, I feel like they're doing a really good job trying to explain these things to the network as well. So if you're ever wondering, if you want a more clear, concise explanation of all this, go in your back office. It's there because I've watched all of them. So I'm not going to go into every little nitty gritty of all of these. There's 4 steps on this roadmap to elite. I want you guys to focus on the team builder, but I am going to mention the other ones because my vision is for each of you to get there. And I want you guys to believe that it's possible. I don't care if you don't have a single coach on your team right now. I don't care. That does not mean that by the end of 2019, you cannot be an elite coach. It just doesn't. If you listen to these girls who did it last year, even Emily Favre, who I keep dropping her name. If you don't know who I'm talking about, that's okay. But basically, she had been a coach for a few years, and she had, done a few things and piddled around. And she woke up last January, and she decided, I'm going to do this. I'm just going to do this. And she went all in. And now she's what, number 3 or something? It's ridiculous. Can be done. I mean, side note, I do say she has no kids, and she wasn't working any other job. But it's possible. Okay, so the next thing is team leader. So the difference between a team leader, a team builder, and a team leader is getting to 1-star diamond. Getting to 1-star diamond means you are a diamond coach. Now you've added 2 more coaches, so you have 5 on one side and 5 on the other. And one of those coaches is a diamond, and you have to maintain your emerald on the other side. Then you're a 1-star. Then you're really moving into that bigger layer of income. And here is why. Not because of your rank, but because if you have a diamond coach underneath you, they're generating volume. They're hitting Success Club every month. They're probably signing coaches every month, because once you get to diamond, you're probably more in that groove of signing coaches every month. So that volume is starting to tick up. So it's not that, I'm a 1-star and I have that name behind me and now money's falling from the sky. But if you can help somebody else get to diamond, your volume is going to reflect their work, and your income is going to reflect that. Does that make sense? Okay, so team leader, we're shooting for a 1-star at that point. And here's another little caveat I want to say. Nothing says you have to get to diamond and then help somebody get to diamond. Like, I think we just all need to run for it together. I'll be completely honest. I'm technically a lifetime 5-star diamond. I'm not a paid 5-star right now. I'm a paid 3-star. And one of those accounts that dropped rank is my husband. So I'm pushing just as hard over here to try to get him back to diamond as if he's my own, because he doesn't work the business. It's all me. So let's push together, you guys. I'm not over here being like, oh, I'm here and I've made it. Like, that is a big reason why Kim and I wanted to talk about this tonight, because we have really big goals for all of us, not just me, not just Kim, not just living your best life as 2 coaches who run the team page. We want to do this with you all. So let's all run to diamond together. We're all building somewhere a diamond coach. And so when you sign somebody on who wants to do this, don't feel like you can't help them, or you don't have the resources, or you don't know enough, or you're not there yet, so you couldn't help them get there. Link arms, and we're just going to run together. And that is another reason we've been pouring into the team page with like, we need some step-by-step. What does this look like to get there? Okay, so you also have to hold that 1 star for 6 consecutive weeks. Now those leadership points, again, don't let the nitty-gritty of that freak you out, but instead of 25 points, you need 50. And again, if you've helped somebody get to diamond, you probably have those 50 points by then. And then that weak leg now needs to have 250, no, not 250, 2,500 weak leg for 5 weeks total. So if you think about it right there, if your weak leg has 2,500 in 5 weeks, that more than doubled from what a team builder did. So more than likely at that point, once you hit this team leader, my best guess, just trying to do the math in my head, is your income is probably close to doubled at that point, if you think about it. Your leadership points doubled, which is all related to you hitting Success Club and your coaches hitting Success Club. You helped a diamond coach get to diamond underneath you, and your volume more than doubled. So what's that going to do to your income? That's the way that I'm looking at it. So that's a team leader. The biggest difference is team builder, we're a diamond. We have 25 leadership points and 1,000 in team volume over 5 weeks. Team leader, we're doubling up. We're doubling down. We've got a diamond with us. We've got 50 points and 2,500. Next is Premier. So Premier, oh, and by the way, all of these are now being recognized at Summit. So it's not just rank versus 1 star, 2 star, 3 star and above, but it's also the team builders, the team leaders, and then also Premier and Elite will be recognized, which I think is really rad because they really pour into the Premier and Elite coaches at Summit. So now that they're incorporating the team builders and team leaders, I think that will be really cool to see how they recognize everybody for hitting that rank. Okay, team or Premier Leader, yes, Premier Leader, sorry, it's distracting me, is getting to 2 star. And the other reason that 2 star is such a big deal, you guys, basically now you have 6 coaches on one side and 6 on the other, and you have a diamond on each side. Now you've tapped into the bonus pool. So every quarter, however much Beachbody made as a whole is divided between the 2 stars, the 5 stars, the 10 stars, and the 15 stars. A percentage of it, obviously, not all of it. So as a 2 star, you're in that first bonus rank, and that bonus is typically $700 to $800 quarterly. So it's a nice little chunk of change to add to what you're already earning. And as a 2 star, once again, everything's gone up. You added another diamond, so your volume's going to go up. Now you're shooting for 5,000 on that weak leg. When you get to 5,000 on your weak leg, you now doubled your volume from team leader. So your income's probably going to have doubled at that point. And then the leadership points are 75 as a Premier coach. And then Elite. So as an Elite, it's a 5-star diamond. On here, this is new. No, it's not new. It's not new. I take that back. As a 5-star diamond, you have 10 coaches on your left and 10 on your right. And then 5 diamonds total. And they have to balance out where you have to have 3 on one side and 2 on the other. So as I want you guys to tell yourselves, I can do this. I'm going to get there. And as you build, I'm begging you, please ask me if you have somebody signing up and you think they're going to be a rock star. I would really love to help you with placement, because this is one place where I feel like I didn't have somebody helping me with it, and I've left a lot of money on the table. And this is something that I think a lot of coaches don't realize, but placement is very important, and it will matter for you, and potentially it could matter for your coaches that you're signing up. So as you were signing people up, if you want help, let me know. Where should I put this person? And I can go in and I can look at what's going on in your downline and I can make my best guess. Now, it's always a best guess, so you cannot be mad at me, because you never really know what somebody's going to do. But you want a game plan, just like with getting to diamond. If you have a few coaches, Joey, I'm going to use you for an example, because you have quite a few coaches on your team, and you have one side that already has 2 emeralds, maybe even 3. I'm trying to remember.
Well, 1 dropped down. I only have 1 emerald now.
Okay, so the next person that Joey signs up that says they want to do anything with this business got to go on that other side, because she's pushing for diamond and she needs that emerald on the other side. So it's the same concept with helping all these people get to diamond.
Yeah, I need you to help me with that because I have always had mine just set to go to the weakest leg.
Yeah.
And now I have 4 coaches on one side and 1 on the other side. I
And
have
that's the
3
thing,
more
that's
people.
not a bad gameplay, because what that's done is if you do have carryover volume and you have a stronger leg and you were
I do.
in that weak leg, that's good because that's money in your pocket. But that's where they make it a little bit tricky, because in order to rank advance, you have to be even. So we'll do a call and I'll look over everything. Okay, almost. Okay, so then you're holding it for 6 weeks, of course. And then, that did not change. I missed something. Hang on. Okay, with Premier, one of your diamond coaches has to be developed within this year, which that's all of us, because I don't have any new diamonds either. So, meaning, once you guys hit Premier and Elite, you have to develop new leaders every year. So again, using Ashley Molstad as an example, she's not automatically elite because she's like a 15 star and she's got all these diamonds. She has to develop new ones in that calendar year. So there's been a couple years where I've had all of the leadership points, but I wasn't able to develop any new diamonds. And so, even as a paid 5-star and all the other qualifications, nobody was new. So you're not elite. And again, that's to help continue to move this forward, because otherwise you're just, staying the same. Your income's going to stay the same. You're not developing new leaders, and so on and so forth. So the difference between Premier and Elite is Premier, you developed that one coat, that one new diamond. You're a 2-star, and you have 75 leadership points and 5,000 on that weak leg. For Elite, you have 5 diamond coaches, 105 leadership points. You had 2 of those coaches become diamond in that calendar year, and the volume is the same, which is interesting to me. 5,000 on your weak leg in those 5 weeks. And that's probably a lot of numbers, and you guys are like, Andy, stop. I get it. But I don't want you guys to just not look at this because you've already made up in your mind it's not going to happen, because that is just not true. And I strongly believe that one of the reasons we haven't yet moved forward from where we want to go is we don't talk about this enough. I'm going to call myself out on this. I get nervous to talk about this stuff because I don't want to put anybody off. I don't want you guys to feel overwhelmed. I don't want you to feel like there's some sort of personal gain in this. I want to do this with you guys. I think it would be so rad if we all linked arms and ran for it together, because you guys, I'm not a team builder yet either. We are all on the same playing field when it comes to this leadership ladder, or it's not called that anymore, but how rad would it be for all of us to do this together as a team? It would be incredible. And I will try not to cry. He's distracting me too much to cry like I normally do. So there's that. Miss Kim, do you have anything to add?
No, except for because I'm always into visualization. I feel like a lot of times we see these top coaches and we see all the things they're doing. We can do all those things. We can go on all those trips. We can do everything they're doing. We just have to do it together and decide together that we're going to do the hard things and make it happen. But I mean, I get like giddy thinking about like Andy and I right now, well, and you all as well, could still qualify for the Diamond Retreat in Beverly Hills, right?
Yeah.
This year,
Yeah.
Where we go and we're staying at a big house and, going to do all the fancy things and go take a tour of Beachbody corporate. And there's no reason why you shouldn't be there with us. If it's one thing that I can say, upping my invites to 50 a day. And I know that sounds like crazy town, but it really isn't. It's very hard to find. That's the game changer. I mean, I don't say that to say like, but the one question I constantly get asked is how do you get so many new people? Where do they come from? And it's like, they're there because I'm always there. I'm always inviting. And I can't tell you 3 times this week, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you messaged me. And I literally look back and I messaged you like 5 times over the course of a year. Like I basically just kept messaging you the exact same message. And today you decided to say yes. And that, and then it just a ripple effect. And then it's like, oh, I have a friend too. And it's like, oh, great. Let's sign you up and then let's have you sign her up. Because that's right back to what Andy was just talking about, and that only benefits you more and more and gets you more elite points. So I think that it's easy to look at what everyone else is doing and think we'll never get there. But the fact is there's no reason why we can't. What we have to offer, our challenge groups are rad. And I was listening to Kelsey Smith this morning on the National Wake Up Call, and she was talking about her challenge groups. And this is something we've already got figured out. Be grateful that that's like the one thing that we already have, because there's a lot of coaches that this is where they flounder and they don't have this you look at the library of challenge groups that we can just be like, hey, let's do a Beauty and the Beast or a Beach and Babes or whatever. They're all right there. And I think that used to be the stressor. And now that's like not even and now I feel like we're getting even more creative and we're coming up with even more fun things. And I look at Transform 20 and, not everybody sure did where they tagged their coach every single day, but the ones that did, they're just planting seeds for us. You know what I mean? And so I'm excited to see in Spring Fling, we're going to try something different, and we're going to do 3 different challenge posts, I think, a day or a week that you have us tagging people and doing different things. And I just think that it's, we're already one step ahead. We just have to decide that we're going to do it together. And I loved the idea. And I remember this so clear as day, but Julie, what's her name? Voris. She spoke at our 2 years ago. Andy loves her. She's a coach's wife and a football coach. She teaches. She's pretty rad. She's in Sean T's Sean Week, and she's Danielle Matoni's Success Club partner. Anyway, she said one day she just decided, I want to go to Disneyland with my I want to go to Disneyland and run around Disneyland with all these girls. And she's a Disney obsessed. And so she said, listen, if you hit diamond by this blank, we will go to Disney and we will hang out all day and I will pay for you. And she said 5 or 6 women hit diamond and they all went to Disney. And that was the beginning of her whole Beachbody growth period. And I just feel we can do that. We can do that. And it's saying to that best friend, Andrea Hilton, I'm looking at you, but I think of Cindy, she is just this natural encourager, and just imagine what that could do for her family. And both of us, we kind of joke around with her about coaching, but have we ever actually said, Cindy, this could change your life? You know what I mean? What are we so afraid of to offer an opportunity that could totally change somebody's life? And
we'll do it tomorrow at Bible study.
Okay.
Honor.
But I think that we have to have the self-belief. And it goes right back to what are you listening to? What is your personal development? What are you putting in your ears every day? Are you constantly going outside of your comfort zone? Or are you just staying within the confinements, doing the easiest parts, not getting uncomfortable? You guys, I send 50 invites and one person responds. One. You can't take offense. Who cares? There's how many billion people in the world, and how many billion people in the world that need this? You know what I mean? Yes, the market is saturated and there's lots of Beachbody coaches, but that's just because it's right in our forefront, right? You go onto Facebook or Instagram right now, and I swear every other person is a Beachbody ad. And I'm cool, can you get off my Instagram? I don't even know why you're there. But we have a story to tell, and we are the reason people join, because they trust us, and our story is worth telling and getting people to join us. And so that's all I have. I have a fever and I probably am fighting mastitis, but I'm going to go now.
No rest.
I'm literally sweating.
You had me at Disneyland.
I know, right? Andrea, I know you want that Disneyland pass back.
I do. Mine expires on Friday. I'll be the one crying as they leave.
Yes, you can get it back.
I can get it back.
Girls, I want every single one of you there in Beverly Hills in November. I mean, how fun would it be to spend that time together? We're going to get a little tiny glimpse of that on April 14th. It's like a little teaser. Which, reminder, there is no requirement for the April 14th. I just want to see you guys in real life and take some fun pictures and hang out and eat food that's not Beachbody approved. That's what we do when we get together in real life. So
just wanted to kiss.
come April 14th, I'm working on all the details as we speak. It's going to be so fun. But November, we're going to Beverly Hills. We have a really rad house booked. And right now there are currently 12 or 13 diamonds in the Diamond Squad under Kelly, my coach. And our goal as a Diamond Squad is to have 30. And I want to make it my goal to have all the rest of those people be all of us. Let's just flood that diamond retreat as if it's just our retreat. Because I just love you girls. And I mean, we've been doing this, most of us have been doing this together for a while now. It's time we go for it. There is nothing standing in our way. And I will tell you guys that 2018 was one of the hardest years of my life, just personally. Nothing bad. Nothing bad. I'm not complaining. I'm very blessed. But just hard, man. Just the daily stuff to do. Hard. And I feel like it was a year of just maintain in my business. And I'm done with that. I am so ready to climb again. And I just want to climb with you guys. You're my girls. So let's roll. That's what I got to say. Let's go.
So Andy, can I just ask about Summit real quick?
Yeah.
Because I've seen there's a lot of the Team Hard Hitters people commenting in the group about not having rooms, but we're okay, right? You guys got rooms.
I'm glad you brought that up. So I think I got 3. I know Brittany got some, and I need to talk to her about that because she'll just give them to us, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And Shayna also has some, and I talk to her every day. So I think we have 9 total. And my goal was to fill all of those rooms. So yes. And it always ends up being kind of a frenzy. It's always like April-ish when we have to figure all that out. But it always works out. And we've always been at the same hotel together. So yes. And I have seen all of those messages and I haven't said anything because it's like kicking the can down the road. Like I don't want to deal with it right now. It's like overwhelming to me. And I also don't want to say to them, and that this is nothing bad against the hard hitters, but I don't want to give up our rooms, like our rooms, I need to see who from our team is going first. And so once we get more to go time, I will be crunching the numbers and figuring out who's who and what's what and all that.
Okay.
And for those people who have little ones, I've taken babies. He came with me at 6 months. I mean, it's not the easiest, but it's doable. And Lainey came with me last year at 6 weeks. So if you are struggling with the thought of leaving a little one, Afton, you can always bring baby. It's doable. Emily, who just had her twins, oh my gosh, all you prayer warriors, pray for her. She had her twins 2 days ago. Silas and Levi. She's coming to Summit and I'm so excited, and she's probably bringing the babies because they'll only be like 4 months old. My recommendation is to bring a mom with you or a friend or somebody if you bring a baby. But sorry, that's like a random tangent, but I just was thinking of her. And I just don't want anybody not to go because of a baby, because I am the worst at traveling. I used to never go anywhere, you guys, and I will totally let you go in a minute because now I'm just completely wasting your time. But I never went anywhere, and the thought of Summit, Shayna, you guys know who Shayna is, right? Yeah. She told me, you got to go. Like, what are we doing? We're at that point, I think we were both diamonds, but I felt like it was just us. Like we didn't have anybody else really wanting to do this on the same level. And I was pregnant with him, and I was like, I don't go on girls trips. I don't even do girls nights out because I am a homebody and I get nervous and I don't like to go anywhere, and I hadn't flown ever in my life alone. I was like, no, you're nutso. But it was the biggest turning point in my business. It was that light bulb that went on and I went for it. And I want you guys to experience that. It's a powerful thing. And it's just fun to get to hang out with everybody. So, okay, I'll stop now. And he's whining at me.
Sorry.
I get all fired up for Summit. I might have to bring Lainey with me. I'm having a hard time thinking about leaving her. She'll be like 14 months. Like, what is wrong with me? But I have separation anxiety from my children, my small ones. When they get to be 3, I'm like, bye. So you
I
later.
have the worst connection ever.
That's totally my, I don't want to leave code.
Bring him. We can have a baby room.
It scares the heck out of me.
There we go.
I told my mom, you're either coming with me or you're going to have to take time off and help Eric because if I leave all 4 of them, I wouldn't want to be left home with all 4 alone for days. Anyways, I'm sorry, girls. I'll stop now. Does anybody else have anything they want to say?
Andy, I have a question for invites on Facebook. What are you saying right now to get people to join? Because like Spring Fling, I love it for ones that are super like, because I mean, it's 3 hard programs right there. So how about like new people that are kind of scared to work out?
Okay, I'll share my actual invite.
Okay.
Let me pull it up. And it does say to Spring Fling, and then here's what I do.
Okay.
Hang on, I'm just looking for it.
Because like now I had someone that just texted like, hey, I want to do Transform 20. I'm like, we just had that one that just started.
If I get a message from somebody and in the conversation with them, they're like not ready for what we're doing in Spring Fling, then I just talk to them about other options. And sometimes that means like right now, if I sign somebody up and they're not ready for that calendar, I would put them in Tribe and explain to them, what Tribe is. And I feel like Tribe's gotten way better. Sorry, I'm scrolling and talking to you.
That was my question because I have one in. That was why I was wondering if I would put her in Tribe.
I do. I put them in Tribe. In fact, one of my current girls who's going into Spring Fling, she signed up like right after we launched Transform 20, but didn't want to do Transform 20. We didn't have anything else going. So she's been in Tribe this whole time. And when I do that, goodness gracious, stop it. Please stop. Sorry, girls. I'm trying to find it.
You're fine.
Hi,
Hayden.
Ooh, okay, I found it. I just make sure to literally write her name on my planner every day. So I reach out and maybe every other day, just so I make sure they know, because it's just a much bigger group. How do I get back to you guys? I can't see you. There you are. Okay. And I just want to make sure they don't get lost in the shuffle that way.
Okay.
But even if they want to go on the group and they want to go on the app group, I mean, if you look at the new Transform 20 or the 2.0 group, not everybody's doing the exact same workout at the exact same time, and you can still support each other. There are times where if that's where they feel the most supported, you can put them in those groups, even if that's not what everybody else is doing for that exact workout that day.
Yeah, that's another. Yeah, I kind of take it case by case, but that's definitely another way to look at it. Okay.
I always have a multi group going on too. So if you guys ever want to come in or throw anybody in or two, something, you guys are welcome.
Thanks, Joey. Yeah, I have people that want all these random different things. So I'm like, like, just pick what I'm doing. A lot of them are scared of Spring Fling because of the 3, and they've seen me do all 3, so they're like, I don't know if I'm just ready for that. I'm like, come on, let's just, like, it would totally not. She would go off and not do it anymore.
And when I start those people
she wants to try Transform 20 and be a modifier. Say that again, Andy.
When I start people off and I put them in tribe, I always start them with clean week. In this situation where they're just not ready for a more advanced, I always start them with clean week, and then typically I would recommend 21 Day Fix after that. I feel like starters, that's just such a good place to put them.
And now I get why you do it, because with Clean Week, I've never done it before. And she explains where she gets all those from. I'm like, oh. So, thank you.
All right, girls, I'm going to wrap. He's grabbing my arm, saying, I want to go to bed. Thank you guys for being on. I really appreciate it. And I'm excited for what we're going to do this year. All right, girls. Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.